to play against the Clemson Tigers, who has the weirdest color scheme in their uniforms that I've ever saw, with orange and purple. That is the colors of their uniforms, orange and purple. If any two colors don't go together, it's orange and purple. I mean, my God, sir, you're clashing just with your uniforms, orange and purple. What a weird color scheme, but that's the Clemson Tigers. But the Ohio State Buckeyes have made the playoffs. They're ranked number 3. Notre Dame is ranked number 4 and playing against Alabama. They didn't want to have a game where Notre Dame and Clemson are playing again, I guess, because they just got through playing for the ACC title. And they played once in the season as well, which Notre Dame won that game. But Clemson didn't have their quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, because he was out with COVID. But when they got their players back, they kicked Notre Dame in the ass rather handily. So, Notre Dame was beaten by Clemson, and now they're ranked number 4 in the playoffs. They'll play Alabama on the 1st of January, the start of the new year, which everybody hopes will be a great new year. 2021 will be better than 2020. I don't know that to be true, but we'll see. But the Ohio State Buckeyes, congratulations to the Ohio State Buckeyes and all the other teams. Yeah, congratulations to you too, but I'm basically just saying this because the Buckeyes are the college team that I like, and they've made the playoffs, even only playing 6 games, which was not their fault. They had some games canceled because of COVID, and it was not their fault. It was the Big Ten's fault, because first they dilly-dallied with starting their season, and then they had games canceled. They didn't need to. They could have postponed the games and played them at a later date when the players with the COVID were over the COVID. They could have postponed their championship. Or they should have just started earlier. They waited too late to start. That was really the problem. So they canceled games instead of postponing them, because they trying to get all these games played before the playoff committee has to make decisions on the 4 teams that are going to be involved in the playoffs. But the president of the of athletics in the Big Ten, he made huge mistakes. He canceled the season for the Big Ten at first, but the players and the parents didn't agree with it, and they should have been the ones making the decision in the first place. Players, coaches, parents. Give them all the medical knowledge that you have on COVID and let them decide whether they want to play or not. Not one man who has nothing to do with players, coaches, or the parents. It was a bad decision, dumb decision. They corrected decision, but it delayed the season. Now the Buckeyes have only played 6 games. They're undefeated. They won all their 6 games. But all the other teams have played 10 games or more. So we'll see what happens. I think it'll stand for it'll be something to motivate the Buckeyes, I think. Hopefully, and they'll go on and kick everybody in the ass for doubting them because they only played 6 games. Yeah, so I hope that's the way it goes. Kick everybody directly in the ass. Buckeyes. So that, my boys, is sports. Okay, we're gonna go and take a short break, and don't go away. We'll be right back right after this.
And now, without further ado, the man we've all been waiting for, TJMD. Welcome back to the show.
All right, we're back. One other thing I wanted to mention about sports, and I think I've already mentioned this, and that is the Redskins, because the Washington football team used to be called the Redskins, and they are not called the Redskins anymore. They're just the Washington football team, professional NFL team that is referred to as the Washington football team. That's officially their name, the Washington football team. The more I say it, the funnier it gets, because it's a stupid name. It's a dumb name. And I got an idea and a proposal for the Washington football team. And that is for you to have your name be the Redskins. Now, wait a minute. Before you say our name was the Redskins and we dropped it because it was supposedly so offensive, you can have your mascot be a Redskin potato. There are red skin potatoes. And you say, well, how can we have a mascot be a potato? You can have a little muscular potato man created. Put a football helmet on him. Slap a football helmet on him and some football pants and cleats. He's a potato guy. He's red because redskin potatoes. And it's just the logo. That's my idea for you, owner of the Washington football team, Daniel Snyder, that you should name your team the Redskins and have Redskin Potato as the mascot. Just have somebody draw him up as a little man made out of a redskin potato, and he has the helmet, the pants, and the cleats on, and he's ready to go, muscular and ready to kick someone's ass. He's all cut up, the little potato man, redskin potato, Washington Redskins. There you go. You can keep the same name, just make the logo different, and nobody's offended, rather. So there's an idea. And again, I'm going to put this other idea out there about growing the game. NFL commissioner, if anybody knows the NFL commissioner, tell him, here's an idea. You absorb the Canadian Football League. Absorb it. And there you've just grew the game exponentially by having a whole nother country come on board as fans of the NFL. I say, you probably already got some Canadian fans, but you'll have millions more if you absorb the teams of the CFL. That way you don't have to go over a huge ocean to play a game. You can play, just put those, just put those teams in the CFL, and they only got like 8 teams. You can absorb those teams, and you can just put them in the NFL, and voila, Mr. Commissioner, you have a whole nother country as NFL fans to market to. You've created a lot more jobs this way. So there's an idea. You just make them play by NFL rules. None of that crazy CFL stuff where you get 1 point for a touchback or whatever they kicking it, through the uprights on a kickoff, get 1 point. Maybe it's that's creative, but it might be silly. Anyway, that's an idea. Redskins, an idea for you, and NFL's an idea for you. All right. I had an argument. I would call it an argument. It wasn't a big argument. It was a small argument on Twitter last week. And this argument was, there's a young lady who shall remain nameless. She's a comedian, a professional comedian. Anyway, she posted a picture of herself on Twitter that had really nothing to do with her comedy. And I replied to the picture by saying cutie pie. That's it. Simply cutie pie. Now, this young lady, she is a sexy young lady. So that's why I said that, cutie pie. And then the argument came not from her, but from another guy who I guess knows her. He's a comedian too. I've never heard of the guy. But anyway, this other guy said that she's also, you know, a brilliant comedian. I can't remember what his word for word what his post was, but he said something about her being a brilliant comedian, which, and I said, yes, I know that, but I'm just saying she's a cutie pie because, you know, this picture had really nothing to do with her comedy. And I know she's a brilliant comedian, okay? I don't have to mention that every time I say anything about her if I don't want to, jackass. Yeah, she's a brilliant comedian, but she's also a cutie pie too, fag. That's what I really wanted to say, but I didn't want to get that rude with the guy because I don't really know the guy. You know what I'm saying? I was following her. You know, I follow only a handful of people on Twitter, actually. But yeah, this guy was basically telling me, you know, about her comedic talents. And like I said, cutie pie. And, you know, he's going to tell me, oh, well, you know, she's a good comedian. It's really, I felt like saying, shut the fuck up, fag. Don't tell me what to say on Twitter, what I can and cannot say. Okay. I said cutie pie because she posted a picture of herself and I thought it was cute. It's not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? And where does this guy get off trying to tell me or anyone else for that matter what we can say about a young lady who's attractive? Just because someone is talented and skillful and, you know, can do, just because a lady can do a lot of different stuff and is successful and has achieved a lot, it doesn't mean we're no longer allowed to mention the fact that they might be attractive as well, especially in the entertainment business. She's an entertainer. Okay. I've mentioned politicians who are good looking. I've mentioned that Kelly McEnany, if that even is how you pronounce her name, Kelly McEnany, the press secretary for Trump. I've mentioned that she's gorgeous, and that has nothing to do with her job, and she's not even in the entertainment business. Okay? Who are you to tell me what I can say about a comedian? They're in the entertainment business. Okay? They should be understanding that if you're attractive, some guys are going to mention that you're attractive, and I didn't think it was a big deal. And I'm certainly not going to not mention a woman's attractive if I feel like mentioning she's attractive, because she has other abilities and is smart and all of this stuff. I know all that stuff. You know, I know women are smart. Okay? I know when a woman is talented and successful and has accomplished a lot. But I don't have to always say that. I can just say, yeah, she's a cutie pie too, in addition to that other stuff. And it's not offensive. Apparently it is. That's why the show is called Probably Offensive, because I'm always saying something that some asshole finds offensive, and to me it's not a big deal. Okay, so this guy thought he may have been offended that I called this female comedian cutie pie, and had to remind me. He thought that he would remind me that she has all these other talents and she's a comedian and all. I felt like saying, shut the fuck up, man. Don't worry.